Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about self-join. What is meant by join? What are the different types of joins? Right? Join. Two different types of things. First one is the inner join. Second one is the outer join. Inner join, outer join. Inner join, again different types of things. First one is a cross product or Cartesian product, cross product, natural join, conditional join, and self join. Right, outer join, again different types of things. That is the three things. One is a left outer join, right outer join, full outer join. Right, what is the join? Different types of things. There is a inner join, outer join. Inner join is the first one is a cross product, second one is a natural join, third one is a conditional join, fourth one is a self join. Whereas in the outer join, left outer join, right outer join, full outer join. Clear? That is a cross product already is over in last class. Natural join is over, and then conditional join is over, and then here self join. What is meant by self join? In this class, we will discuss about. Join is nothing but combining two or more tables, is nothing but join operation. Common columns in common values is nothing but join operation. Okay, what is meant by self join? A self join is a regular join, but the table is joined with itself. Is nothing but what? That is a self join. Clear? Observe here, that is a table. What is the table having? Study. Study having student ID, course ID, since. And what is the student ID? S1, S2, S1, course ID C1, C2, C2, since 2016, 2017, 2017. Observe here, student S1 may join, that is a two courses, that is a C1 and C2. And whereas the student S2 join, that is a only C2. And then here 2016, 2017, that is a 2017. Okay, this is the student table. Observe here, find the student ID who is enrolled in at least two courses. What is the actual problem? Find student ID. We find student ID who is enrolled at least two courses. At least what? Two courses. And what is that actual output? Minimum two. That is a 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, dash, 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 infinite. But minimum is 2. But according to our table, what is a S1 may join, that is a two courses, C1 and then C2. What is that output? Actual output is S1. You can get output is S1 by using structured query language. What is the basic structure of SQL? Select A1, A2, A3 dash dash AM from R1, R2, R3 dash dash RM, where P. Select A1, A2, A3, A1, A2, A3, A4 dash dash AN are the attributes or columns. From R1, R2, R3 dash dash RM, R1, R2 are the relation or table. Okay, each table having unique rows and columns. Where P is the predicate or condition. That is the basic structure of SQL. Here that is the, what is the output is, actual output is, you can get S1. What is the syntax of self join? Self join syntax is a select column name. That is a column name. Select column name or names from table 1, comma, table 2, where P. This is the syntax. Select column name from table 1, comma, table 2, where P. This is the self join syntax. What is here? Self join syntax. Self join syntax. Clear? But what is the question? Find the student ID who is enrolled in at least two courses. What is the output is a S1. Clear? Self join we use as actual table is a one table within itself. Based on the definition, table is joined with itself. That is study as T1. That is a table 1. I mean study as T2. One table is a T1. I mean another table is a T2. These two tables are combined. Observe here. That is a, I mean, clear two tables. That is a alias name, table 1 and then table 2. What is the join operation? At least one column is common. Observe here SID is common, CID is common. And whereas in the here composite key, here got the composite key SID, I mean CID is a composite key. Composite key. What is S1 C1? Is there any duplication S1 C1? No. S2 C2? Is there any S2 C2? No. S1 C2? Is there any S1 C2? No. That's why here I mean SID CID is a composite key. And whereas in the alias T1 as well as alias T2, this also that is a SID CID is a composite key. And what is the syntax based on the structured query language? Select. We find that is a SID, right? And then from what is a table T1? From that is a T1 comma T2. Table 1 that is a as alias as T1. And then where I mean T1 dot SID is equal to T2 dot SID and I mean T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. But what is here? Dash select, and what is here? T1 dot SID or T2 dot SID, whatever it may be. That is a T1 means that is a table 1. We find that is a SID. From T1 T2, what is a from T1 T2? What is the previous case? Previous case is a we give only one table, that is a study table. But here alias name, that is a as is a alias. That is a alias as table T1. And then whereas the table T2 also alias. That's why self join within itself. Okay, that is a T1 and then T2. Observe here, this is the alias table T1 and then T2. And what is here? Select, I mean T1 dot SID or T2 dot SID from T1 comma T2, where T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID and T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. Observe here, what is a from T1 comma T2? What is a here? Join. Join is nothing but combining two tables. Okay, common columns in common values is nothing but join operation. But internal operation is a Cartesian product. What is the actual join operation? Keep in your mind, that is a join is equal to cross product plus condition. I think you are familiar that, I mean previous classes also. Clear? Join operation is nothing but cross product plus condition. From T1 comma T2, what is that operation? Cross product. Observe the output. Table 1 S1, I mean SID, I mean CID. I mean table T2 SID, I mean CID. We don't bother about that is a since. Why? Because we can find that is a SID. That's why we choose. This is the table 1, I mean this is the table 2. Observe here, what is the first one? S1 C1 multiplied by 3 times. Why? Because cross product. What is the cross product here? That is a N. This is M. And what is a N cross M? What is N having how many tuples? 1, 2, 3. That is a 3 tuples. That is a M table having how many tuples? 1, 2, 3. That is a 3 by 3. That is a 9 tuples. We can get what is a 9 rows. Okay, that is a cross product. Observe here, first one S1 C1. S1 C1 multiplied by what? That is a 3 times. What is the 3 times? S1 C1, I mean S2 C2, I mean S1 C2. Clear? S1 C1 multiplied by 3 times. And what is here? Same, can S1 C1 and then S1 C1. That is the first row can be multiplied by 3 times. Cross product. Clear? Second one S2 C2 multiplied by 3 times. What is that? S2 C2 multiplied by, that is a S1, I mean C1 one time, S2 C2 second time, I mean third one is the S1 C2, same we can get S2 C2 I mean here also S2 C2. Clear? That is the second row can be multiplied by 3 times. Why? Because we use only SID CID. Here also SID CID. What is a cross product? Cross product is nothing but that is a n by m, n rows, and then here also we use that is a m rows, n by m, that is a 3 by 3, that is a 9 rows. Clear? Observe here last one. I mean S1 C2 can be multiplied by that is a 3 times. What is the S1? I mean last one S1 C2. S1 C2 multiplied by that is a S1, I mean C1, S1 C1, S2 C2, S2 C2, and then S1 C2, S1 C2, right? S1 C2, I mean S1 C2. Okay, this is a cross product. Cross product. How many tuples here? I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tuples. That is a n by m. 9 tuples is there. But what is a here? Select T1 dot SID. Actual output is a SID. But what is a from R1, R2? That is a table T1 comma T2. What is that operation? That is a cross product. Internal operation is a cross product. Join operation. Internal operation is a cross product plus condition. What is the condition? Where T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID. What is the observe here? First 2 rows is the table T1. I mean first 2 columns is the table T1. Second 2 columns table T2. Observe here, I mean SID CID and then SID CID. And what is the here? Where T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID. I mean T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID. Okay, 2 are same. Okay, T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID, and T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. Observe here condition here. What is that condition? Where T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID, and under operation. What is the under operation? Truth table 0 0. You can get 0 0 1 1 1 0 0. I mean sorry 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. You can get the output. That is a 2 inputs are compulsory, must and should satisfied. We can get the output also 1. Okay, observe here. What is the first condition? T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID. T1 dot SID equal to S1. Okay, I mean T2 dot SID equal to S1. But what is the second condition? T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. And observe here equal. That's why this is not correct one. First one not satisfied under operation. Whereas the second one, I mean what is the second one? Where T1 dot SID, T1 dot SID S1, okay, and T2 dot SID, okay, is not equal. Observe here first one is not satisfied. T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID. Here T1 dot SID equal to S1, T2 dot SID equal to S2. That's why this is not correct. And whereas observe here third one, T1 dot SID S1 and then T2 dot SID S1. The condition is satisfied. First two condition. And T1 dot CID. What is the T1 dot? Table T1 dot CID C1, T2 dot CID C2. And what is here? T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. The condition is satisfied. Why? Because according to our under operation, first condition is satisfied. I mean second condition is true. First one is true, second one true, output also true. That's why here that is the third row will be satisfied. Whereas in the second, I mean observe the fourth one, T1 dot S2, T1 dot SID equal to S2, and then here T2 dot SID equal to S1. One is the S2, another is the S1. Not equal. The condition is not satisfied. And then next one, T1 dot, I mean SID equal to S2. I mean T2 dot SID equal to S2. Okay, first condition is satisfied. What about second condition? T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. Observe here T1 dot CID C2. I mean T2 dot CID equal to what? That is C2. 2 are equal. This is not satisfied. One is true. I mean one is false. What is that case? Output is also false. Right. What about next one? I mean T1 dot SID S2. I mean T2 dot SID S1. Okay. Not equal. That's why the condition is not satisfied. And when next one is a T1 dot SID. T1 dot SID is a S1. Okay. T2 dot SID is also S1. I mean T1 dot CID C2. I mean T2 dot CID C1. That's why that is a first condition is satisfied. I mean second condition is also satisfied. That's why I mean this is also true. The output is true. Whereas in the T1 dot SID equal to S1. Okay. S1. Okay. And then T2 dot SID equal to S2. That not equal. is not satisfied. First condition is not satisfied. Any one condition is fails, the output also fails. And what is that here? T1 dot SID S1. I mean T2 dot SID S1. Okay. Next T1 dot CID C2. I mean T2 dot CID C2. But here first condition is satisfied, second one is not satisfied. That's why output is false. And what is the here? Two rows can be selected. What is that? Here S1, C1, S1, C2. That is a one record. Another record is that is a S1, C2, S1, C1. Okay, now what is that here? From T1, T2, where T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID and T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. What is the how many rows we can select? 2 rows. But we want only SID. We want only what? Student ID. What is observed here? Student ID. Observe here. That is the student ID is the S1. Student ID is the S1. What is that output? Output is the S1. S1 is the correct answer. Student SID can join the two courses. That is the correct answer is the S1. This is a self-join. Self-join is a regular join. The table with itself is nothing but self-join. What is the actual join? Common columns in common values is nothing but join operation. Join operation condition is equal to cross product plus condition. What is meant by cross product? Cross product is nothing but n rows and then m rows. One table is the n rows, another table is the m rows, n by m. Okay, we can get the tuples. That is nothing but cross product. Observe here cross product, that is the first row can be multiplied by 3 times. Second row can be multiplied by 3 times. Third row can be multiplied by 3 times. That is a table 1. T1 has how many rows? That is a 3 rows. And then whereas in the table 2 also 3 rows. That is a 3 by 3. That is a 9 rows you can get. Observe here 9 rows. But what is the actual SQL query? Select T1 dot SID or you can write T2 dot SID, whatever it may be. No problem. Why? Because T2 means table T2. T1 means table T1. From T1 comma T2, from T1 comma T2, from R1 comma R2. R1 and R2 are the relations. That's why here internal operation is a cross product where T1 dot SID equal to T2 dot SID and T1 dot CID is not equal to T2 dot CID. What is that output is the, we can get S1. This is a self join. Also here that is a previous gate papers. Simple question. Which of the following statement is correct? First one, a self join may be implemented in SQL using table aliases. Second one, the outer join operation is a fundamental operation procedure algebra. Third one, the procedure of natural join and outer join are same. First option is correct, second option is correct, third option is correct, fourth option is correct. Which one of the following is correct? Observe here, a self join may be implemented in SQL using the table alias. Already told that alias, table as, study as alias. In previous, the table name study as T1. That is the one table. Study as table T2. This is the alias. As is the alias. That's why a self join may be implemented in SQL using table aliases. This is the correct one. Observe here what is the answer. Only third is correct. Observe here what is the third. The procedure of natural join and outside join are same. These two are not same. That's why third option is not correct. Incorrect. Right. Second one is the only. First one is correct. What is the first one? A self join may be implemented in SQL using table aliases. I think that is only first one is correct. We check, remaining. First and second, what is the first one is correct, what is the second one is not correct. That's why third option is not correct. Fourth one, second and third are correct. What is the second? Okay, second is not correct. Why? Because the outer join operation is a fundamental, relational procedure algebra. No, fundamental operations are the selection, projection, join, union, intersection. Okay, that is not correct. That's why D option is not correct. Only one option, only first is correct. Why? Because that is a self join. Self join may be implemented in SQL using table aliases within itself. Okay, that is a first option is second option is a correct option. And what is here? join, different types of joins, two types of joins. One is an inner join, second one is the outer join. Inner join, again, that is a cross product, conditional join operation, natural join operation, self join operation. That is the left hand side is over, inner join is over. Outer join, we will see in the further classes what is my left outer join, what is my right outer join, what is my full outer join. Okay, that we will see in the further classes. Thank you.